All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for some real people out there just like you and just like me. And yes, because it's my channel, I am going to be talking about Cyndi Williams. Please support the channel, and you can do so in a couple of ways, Patreon and also over on memberships on YouTube. You can just click the button and there you go if you want to help support this channel. So yes, Cyndi Williams, dead at age 75. Look, Laverne and Shirley, they used to babysit me when I was a kid. What a great show. There's nobody probably who enjoyed the show, right, alive, isn't going to be just really nostalgic about Laverne and Shirley. We lost Penny Marshall a number of years ago at age 75. So for all of you people who are debunking, are out there debunking, come on, just get off of this thing that you're trying to, put into every box. Every time someone dies, you're like, oh, well, this is kind of weird. Well, to me, it is kind of weird. Okay, if you're a Hollywood person, and look, Penny Marshall had diabetes, she had heart disease, and that, I think, was what did her in. Maybe we'll find out that Cyndi Williams had the same problems. I don't know. It's weird that there was this age gap, because when you're thinking Laverne and Shirley, right, you're thinking they're the same age, but Laverne was 5 years older than Shirley. Maybe they didn't portray it in the show. I don't remember. All I know is they worked at Schatz Brewery. And I was always curious as to know how you could get some Schatz beer, but Schatz, Schlitz, I know it's kind of like a spin-off probably of that, but what a great show. The good news, if there's any good news, is that Cyndi Grecco, not to be confused with Cyndi Williams, Cyndi Grecco appears to be alive still. Now, who's Cyndi Grecco? Well, if you watch the show, Making Our Dreams Come True, that's Cyndi Grecco. She sung the theme song and did so in a way that was so popular. I believe the Happy Days theme also charted, but Cyndi Grecco's song got to number 25 on Billboard. It's pretty impressive. I had my red, white, and blue AM radio listening to WRKO, and I remember hearing this full-length version of the song, and I'm thinking, wow, this is cool. There's like a saxophone part, and it goes on for a little while, but then it comes back to the familiar chorus and Making Our Dreams Come True, and ends dramatically and so forth, has a cold ending. In those days, TV themes charted all the time. That's another part of the whole top 40 Billboard culture that I miss. I mean, growing up, even things like Hill Street Blues, which is just this great dramatic instrumental Mike Post masterpiece. Mike Post, brilliant, just absolutely phenomenal. Rockford Files. I mean, I can go on and on about all the great TV theme songs throughout the years. And they're earworms, they're brain worms, they'll stay in there. You'll find yourself just waking up one morning and you start singing a TV theme song. At least I do, because I'm a little weird, but so Cyndi Grecco is okay. All right. Cyndi Williams, not so much. Penny Marshall, not so much. Cyndi Grecco is 70 years old. Let's hope that Cyndi Grecco will live another 20 years or so, if not longer. I mean, again, the Hollywood lifestyle, if you're Cyndi Williams, can't be all that arduous, especially as you get older. You're thinking, I'm making money each and every day because that show is playing somewhere around the world in multiple locations. So I'm thinking residual income, you could take care of yourself, you could do whatever you want to do. Life extension shouldn't be a big problem. 75, again, for a woman, look, you can look at these numbers and think to yourself, okay, well, that's not so bad, Dave. At least it's not 55. True. But it doesn't seem to register when it is 55 or 35 or 25. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take. I just wonder if people are just being very cavalier and just thinking to themselves, well, it was her time. This is a boomer show. You know, these people, we're over this now and nobody cares. I care. I care. Like I said, Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams were my babysitters, along with the cast of Happy Days and Mork and Mindy and all these shows that I grew up watching. In fact, I think there's a channel over on Pluto TV. It's like the Happy Days channel, and they have those three shows just running 24 hours a day. That's how popular the shows are. And based on today's situation comedy lineup on whatever channel, where it's all politically correct, woke nonsense, going back even, I don't know, I think you have to go back about 30, 35 years to get stuff that isn't culturally, I don't know, promoting something. And those shows were just designed to make you laugh. Every so often there'd be a controversial episode, you know, but it wasn't all the time. And they took a risk doing that. Now the entire series is one big politically correct risk. And that's why a lot of people go to like Nickelodeon, or was it is it Nick at Night? No, it's one of those, I can't remember, one of those channels that just does like 24 hours a day of old TV shows. And I have Roku, so Pluto has a whole bunch of channels where you could just, if you want to watch like nonstop whatever show, you can do that now, because they know they've got a cash cow. They know they're going to get advertisers. They know they're going to get geezers who are going to show up and they're going to be like, yeah, this is my show, you know, and they'll just binge, and they'll even sit through. And these newer commercials are just ridiculous. They're just some of the most ridiculous commercials. I mean, you'll watch a commercial and you'll say to yourself, what was that? What was that an advertisement for? I have no idea what that was even supposed to do. I mean, product placement. Anybody? I mean, if you're going to do a 30-second spot, make sure it actually reaches the customer who's watching, who has the money to spend on your product. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I tend to do that. It's sad. A lot of people, when somebody iconic like a Cindy Williams passes away, and I think it was the same thing for Penny Marshall. God forbid, Ron Howard. That's going to be, I mean, between the Andy Griffith Show and Happy Days and all the movies and stuff. I mean, people grew up with this stuff, and it's part of their experience as an American, as being at one time kind of interested in what was happening with the culture. See, I've let go of all that. People will tell me, did you see this? Did you see? I'm like, no, it's the same thing with the music. When everybody says, hey, this band was big in 1996. And I'm like, yeah, I skipped 96. You know, there's like 4 songs that I like from the 90s. It might be more than that, but I'm just trying to make a point that a lot of things just changed. And it wasn't like I gave up. I wasn't that old back then. I was like, I just don't like this stuff, you know, so I'll just revert back to watching reruns of Cheers or some other show that I'm like, yeah, this is me. I mean, growing up in the Boston area, there were a lot of great moments on Cheers where I could relate to all that. And then, you know, there are other shows that were in that time frame that were very impactful. And all those 70s shows, I mean, come on. Sanford and Son, All in the Family. Come on, people. That's television, man. It's so politically wrong now. And there was a lot of stuff politically that they were trying to send a certain message during those shows. And I forgive them for that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's completely innocuous compared to what they're doing now with the just constant gaslighting on news and television and everywhere you go, advertising. So yeah, all of that from Cindy Williams, who is dead at age 75. But again, The silver lining here, we may have lost Laverne and Shirley, but we still have Cyndi Grecco, who sang the theme song for the TV show, which, again, a terrific show. Ran for 8 seasons and will be running in perpetuity for a very long time because it's a funny show. Don't forget about Lenny and Squiggy, too. How could you forget about Lenny and Squiggy? All right, folks, hopefully someday some of these short-term mystery things will be stopped. It won't happen anymore because people will get to the bottom of it and they'll put a stop to it. They'll say, no more. Nope, we can't have any more of these short-term illnesses. It must be really severe short-term illnesses. It just doesn't sound right. I mean, even if you just write better copy and just tell things like they actually are, I think it would go a long way to put all of this crazy tinfoil hat to bed. Tinfoil hat talk, that is, to bed. All right, folks, obviously I'm running out of gas here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Patreon for $1 a month. I need your help over there as the income continues to fluctuate because of all this inflation. Advertisers are pulling their spots and all this good stuff, and the algorithm doesn't like me all that much because I talk about crazy, wacky conspiracy theories. But yeah, you can help me out. You can go around the algorithm by watching the videos and also helping me out. All right, I'll be back, folks. See you then.